Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at one of my newest obsessions, this band that nobody has ever heard of, and I recommend it to all my friends because how good and amazing they are. Foster the People next, but I just needed to get this out first because they have 27 songs, 3 albums, and all of them are so amazing, and the storytelling and the instrumental, you'll see. The band is called, by the way, The Amazing Devil with Joey Beatty and Madeline Highland. I crave a new album from them so badly, and hopefully at the end of this you understand why. We're going to be starting with their first album, Love Run, released in 2016. As much as I think this is the weakest album of the lot, I think it's really good still, solidly, because it shows just how far they will go with these concepts and these ideas and how well they can work together. I'm just talking over this intro because it's just an intro.
Love run, for all the things you've done. Run for all the things that drum. Run for all those pages thumbed. Love run, for all the things you wished you'd done. Run for all you know that's coming.
Even just this intro showcases their prowess so effortlessly. I got it first try, don't at me. Like, it's just so good. Like, one of the best things about this band is their use of dynamics and how they build not only world, but the song as it's going. So, like, in this song, you know, it's just an intro, but I'm still gonna dissect it anyway because I have to. So it has, like, it starts with a radio kind of thing, and then as it builds, you start with just Joey's voice, and then Madeline, it comes in to, like, highlight a few phrases here and there as they delve into, like, this concept of the song, which is, like, love and just running to love and all, like, the different things, like running from love to love. The instrumental starts to actually exist, and then it builds up, and, like, that is just a common theme in every single one of these songs, and they execute it masterfully. Yes, they do it better on other songs later come in, but dear God, even just on this first song, there's so much to analyze. Having said that, though, I'm going to put this one in C tier, nah, D tier, because it is a minute and a half, it doesn't really go anywhere, and it takes so long. Like, first voices, 30 seconds in, the ending. And as pretty as that ending is, it's not really building to anything. Like, it's not a song, it's an intro. But, you know, even saying that, it's still so good. And if we didn't have the intro, we wouldn't get the reprise. It's so brilliant.
I'll keep the king.
Once again, another example of slow start, and then it's gonna get better soon. But, like, sometimes you don't need...
Well, fuck, I need to think of an actual thing to say. You can't just start talking and imagine you're gonna figure something out. God fucking damn it. I'm gonna delete the YouTube channel. I'm deleting the YouTube channel. And then jumping off that balcony, right?
What I really adore about this song is how it kind of lures you into a false sense of security, because it sounds like it's just gonna be a typical folk song of just, like, a woman or a man with a guitar in the background. But as you'll see, it's gonna build and bring more of that The Amazing Devil amazingness into it, and bring some more, like, orchestral elements into this kind of standard folk song. Even though it's not much, I still love that drop, my God! So it's building on the instrumental and building on the story and talking more and more about this king, and you got Joey and Madeline's voices working so good in harmony. And even though the chorus isn't really that big, you feel like it is. You don't need, like, a metal drop here, because A, you'll fucking ruin the song. Well, how about we find out?
In that house at the top of the rock.
Okay, that kind of worked. I think it's because both the two songs are, like, really good individually. Mash up when, I guess. because of the way the song is structured and mixed so purposefully that every single element, however subtle it might be, works to immerse you in. So when that chorus hits, it hits so much harder because you're so immersed in the storytelling and their voices. Like, oh my god, King, as much as I praise you, still B tier. Just because, like, yeah, you're really good, but A, there's a lot better songs later on. I don't want this song clogging up. And B, that start is not really that engaging and it takes super long to get good. And they've done better parts where it gets good later on their most recent album, which I need them to make another, but whatever. On their most recent album, they got a song called Blossoms, which that song has the slow start into the massive chorus and the build and the climax and everything that King attempts to do. And it just doesn't do it yet, but they do it well later. So, like, this is kind of beta Blossoms. And by golly, I'll rant about Blossoms when I get to it. I think, honestly, it is like the violin, I think, that is doing so much of the heavy lifting just because, like, that subtle bassy sound just down in the mix is really helping, like, keep the energy together. And, like, the drums, they're not complicated, but they keep pounding at you. And like I said before, with the immersiveness of just the guitar and Madeline and Joey's voices, you're enthralled in the story of sex. Or like doomed love and like sexual affairs and stuff, and it's just like you're enthralled in that, and then the chorus hits just so amazing. This is another example of a song that they would do better later, but so it's interesting to see like where they came from.
Comparing all rigs, how their girlfriend's new car is so kitschy. They don't make them millionaires. You see this girl, she looks like she wore that I lost and found. Roundabouts and washing lines, do each other's laundry in our hearts sometimes. Come back, we don't have time to forget.
This song, they do it better later on, but it's great to see the blueprint. And my god, what a strong blueprint it is. First of all, the way that they interweave their vocals and then they come together for a chorus, it's really interesting structurally, because instead of, kind of simple verses and then boom, big chorus, you have a really catchy chorus. Don't get me wrong, it's really catchy. But the chorus feels more like a release of tension and stress because these two distinct people, they come together and it sounds so nice and it's so catchy. Like, it's an unbelievably catchy chorus, and again, simple lyrics but really effective and really sweet. It's just talking about like modern life and dating, but it's really sweet. I'd say Pruning Shears B+, because yes, I do like King a lot, but I feel like this one is a catchier chorus, and also the intro isn't like, it doesn't take a while to get good, so that's why I'm putting it higher than King, although it is real solid though. As much as I'm not usually one for like slow acoustic intros, the tone that this sets, and it is a really good like little acoustic intro, but just the tone and the melancholiness, like if you allow this song to draw you in and you focus to the dismal and so well written and sad lyrics, it hits so much harder, and that's because of this really simple guitar that's just playing.
You're the one who told me to never look back. You're the one who asked me if I'm feeling okay. I said I'm fine. It's just sitting down in the shower.
God, man, it hits. It really hits. Like the just the denial of like, I'm fine. It's just a day where I need to sit in the shower for a few hours. Like, man, encapsulates so much with so little. Like the lyrics of this tragic relationship, which seems to be like carrying on with like all the other songs in this album. Like this whole album, it might be like all about like a relationship that went wrong. The guitar hasn't changed. The only thing that has changed is like cello, I think. Then you had a bit of a drum hit, and the voices are getting a little bit more intense. But even though it's not much, it hits so hard, even though they don't do much. And that's because of how perfectly produced these guys are. Their voices work so well together in harmony.
So for Christ's sake, just say something. For Christ's sake, just say something. Christ, you're the one who told me my hell about a black.
And again, building up and release of energy, right back into building up. This one is so brilliant in not only the dynamics, but the way that it draws you into this story with its immensely relatable lyric. And then, just as you think, it's been like 2 minutes of them just like singing over a simple acoustic thing, you get that bassy string, which I'm assuming, I'm going to say it's cello, and I'm probably wrong, but I'm going to keep saying it anyway. You get that cello builds up, but subtly. Then when you get that drum hit, and it all climaxes, both the instrumental and the lyrics build up so perfectly, and as their voices keep repeating the same line, you're the one who told me to never look back, you're the one who told me to never look back, and it just keeps building and building and getting more and more intense. After that, it drops back down into higher than before, and it's so good. Just the dynamics, and like I said, the amazingly relatable lyrics. Oh my god, this one's S praise actually. Shower Day is a strong A. Potential for S. No, actually no, S for Shower Day. Yeah, it's an S because even though the beginning hits so hard, actually no, maybe that A. It's a really strong A, but it's just A. Because even though it is glorious at the ending, it still takes a while to get to that end. But like I've been saying, the dynamics, the simple but effective instruments, the lyrics are godlike, and the way that their voices work together so well, and just every little thing they do is so good. Just takes a bit long to get to the amazing.
And I can smell the smoke of hell in every stitch and seam. And like flowers the bodies tumble around this muddied lot. 'Cause although you say good day to me, I know I don't belong. And when all the flowers are rotten and all the cannons shot, I'll scream but you won't hear, forget me not. To our painted sky, I loved him then, I love him still.
This song it's probably the most acoustic we'll ever get from these two. And it's super strong lyric wise because they've stripped down so much. You get to focus just on the lyrics. And the story they paint is so vivid, but yet still laid with metaphors and brilliant. Like the story of a soldier who's traumatized from war and mixing those metaphors with like flowers, and then he dies. And just like that vivid and gripping story, it forces you to pay attention to it because of the way their voices interplay, and then the very simple instrumental underneath it. So on a technical level, this song is a masterpiece. On a production and writing level and everything, the song is a masterpiece. However, for me, you know me, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know me, I don't like the slow, boring songs as much, even if they do have great lyrics. So I would skip the song every time unless I'm listening to the full album, because as much as I love it from a technical standpoint and a writing and a lyric standpoint, the song's just kind of boring. There's no greater crime to me than a song being boring. So if you do allow yourself to get immersed and gripped by the story, it's fantastic. If you get the song on shuffle, it's shit. So C tier is fair, and I think all the fans of Elsa's song hopefully can agree with this take. Oh, fuck.
My eyes are made of winter, and these hands I hold are skin and bone. Pray for me, oh children, pray for what I've done, what holy men really mean when they speak of sin.
This song is such a masterclass in not only dynamics, but in how to convey a lot with a little. Like, not only from a lyrics perspective, but from a instrumental perspective, which is what I love about these guys so much, is there's not really that many instrumentals, but it makes you feel like there's a lot. It makes you feel like it's a big, amazing chorus when it is, but it makes it feel so much bigger because of how they're utilized and how well it fits with the intensity of Madeline's gorgeous vocal performance. Like, oh my gosh, her vocals sell this song because she carries it. The only real input from like Joey is the which yes, they are also great and they really help carry the momentum of the song. But God, Madeline kills it so much. And can I talk about those lyrics? Holy crap, they're so good. Just the layers. These are such brilliant lyrics. It seems to be about like a ghost who is devastated. Like, she doesn't understand why men do what they do. And I think I think what the song's about actually, I think what the song's about is somebody who got TOS to death and like a devout Christian who got that. And so she's like, pray for me because I sinned, but also a guy killed me. I don't understand why. I feel like I've done something wrong, but I had this great evil against me. And just the dynamics of that and just interlaying with like hatred of God into still pray for me and talk about what holy men really mean. Maybe she got it. Maybe she got killed by like Cries or something. Either way, the story is so good and gripping. And as you can tell, I've listened to the song so many fucking times, and I'm just finding out new layers to this brilliant story that they're telling. And like all of this is wrapped up in like a 5-minute song with glorious everything. S plus, easily, handily. This song is so good, and it's not even the best they've done. If you like this song, please just listen to it on your own without me yapping over it and cutting it, because I cut out so many great elements, and I'm gonna keep cutting out great elements for future songs because they get long, but they're still brilliant all the way through. And the dynamics are a huge part of why, and I have to cut a lot of that out because otherwise I'll just be playing the full songs and you'll just see me badly dancing over it.
Why so sad, he says, and as I say, don't you know that it's not all about you anyway? Every time we watch Netflix, we spend 2 hours deciding what to watch on Netflix. And me wearing your clothes. I've been waiting for you to come home. I don't know how to reach you when you get like this. I've been waiting for you to come home. Something's sucking out your car, and it's so boring, 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 it's so boring. So sad, I'm here and I'm alive. Stop making up death wishes and take my lifeline.
This is another hauntingly beautiful song and a brilliant portrayal of depression and suicidal thoughts, and how even the most loving of partners, even if they are super loving, sometimes they still end up leaving and make stuff worse. And it's so gorgeous. And again, just the simple little guitar over it and few strings scattered here and there, amazing. But again, credit to Madeline and Joey on their amazing vocals. I don't want to summarize the lyrics of this song too much because they're so sad. They're so deeply sad. It is pretty much just like a boyfriend, husband, whatever, being like, hey, why are you so sad all the time? And she's like, I don't know. I just always depressed. I do my best, but I can't keep it in all the time. And eventually it's found out that they broke up. And so some of the small comforts they had, like watching Netflix together, they can't do that because he left, he changed the password, and so she's just following in her depression. And it's so devastatingly sad. And however, saying that, let's get to ranking it. And I'm gonna be a bitch and not rank it as high as it deserves because I think it's boring. Despite it being brilliant, I think the song is boring to listen to. If you can get engaged with it, it's great. I'm putting it above Elsa's song. Actually, no, they're about the same. Because this song is 6.5 minutes. Elsa's song is not. If you can get engaged and you can follow the story and get yourself immersed, it is like a 10 out of 10. But again, if you were just listening to this on shuffle, and especially after the amazing highs of Prey, it just feels boring, and if you don't get invested like immediately, you're just not going to get it at all. And for that, I'm thinking it's a C, because as much as I do love everything about it, I still think that it is not the best to just like shuffle. And you know, probably I shouldn't be ranking like that, but it's my playlist, my tier list. I'm doing whatever the fuck I want.
Fuck you. he said. Backwards of the world, and the wings unfurled twirl, and the upside down frown of the dark. On the tippy-toe-tin rooftops, and the vodka drawn at thrift shops, it's where we'll make our marks. A new us has begun, a new us has begun, a new us has begun, new us has begun, new us has begun. We just talk about this tomorrow.
It's tumultuous love in New York. That's the best way to summarize it. The beginning is like a minute of a living in New York simulation, just with fuck yous being thrown back and forth, which is, you know, a good bit. The chorus, however, the chorus and the verses, once the song actually really gets started, are brilliant. It is really similar to King in both like how it's structured and the instrumental and how their voices play off each other, but they differ in terms of like lyrical content, and also this song's a lot longer than King, so they'll knock it down because this kind of does get old after a bit. However, it's still really fun. And it's just great lyrics. Once again, I don't know what more to say, but probably gonna give you like a yeah, move up, Pruning Shears. That seems fair. This is a solid B tier song.
The wallpaper inside my heart is slowly peeling off. Give me 2 damn minutes and I'll be fine.
The song is 5 minutes long. Lying in the title.
2 damn minutes and I'll be fine.
Joey, your voice. Oh. So this is just another sad, depressing song. And honestly, the fact that it does sound like it was just recorded somewhere while it was raining, and, you know, they didn't set up like a good recording booth or anything, and the ambience of the song was all captured, it again makes it hit a lot harder. I don't think the lyrical content is as strong as it is on Elsa's song and Little Miss Wiso. However, Joey's voice is just as good as Madeline, so the piano is really solid as well. It's just enough to fit the vibe, but yeah, it's real solid. However, same criticism with Elsa's song A Little Miss White Song like Orin, and honestly, yeah, probably one of my least favorite ones, because again, the lyrics are good. They're not peak. They're not as good as Elsa's song and Little Miss White Song, which is why those songs are a lot higher relatively. Like, these lyrics are so good, and that's why it's done so much. And even though this song is great, it's just not as good as these. And it, like I've criticized before, it's boring, and this one goes for 5 minutes. And the lyrics, and there's not enough to like defend me listening to this for 5 minutes if I'm not doing the full album. But yeah, probably one of the weakest songs they've got. But, you know, if your weakest song has this level of writing, you're a good band.
That you can't my look, give me life. One fist of the light of the other, your hand. The yells of your screams still echo in your dreams. I'll point, you steer, and we'll rip up a map by the sea.
I think that's the first time cymbals have really been used in this album so far, and they work so well. They're definitely real cymbals, I can tell that though. They're not midis.
Not yet, not yet. Not yet, not yet. Not yet, not yet. Singing away with the song about pirates, and I will try to harmonize.
So that's the not yet part, which, you know, it's real solid. Like, the beginning is them singing a song about pirates that he later regrets to hear again. So, you know, it's a pretty solid bit. The instrumental follows who's speaking. Joey's got more of the simple instrumental behind it, and then Madeline, when she's singing about pirates, like, it's real climactic and amazing. Like, that's really cool and like a nice little touch to the song. So, like, I really like that bit. And the not yet is, it builds up, and, you know, there's some real sweet lyrics to it.
To run, love, run. For all the things you've done, run for all the things that drum, run for all those pages thumbed, love, run. Although some would harm you, none, not one, no, none would raise to you a hand nor thumb, not while by you I stand and hum, love, run, love, run, love, run, love, run, for all the things you've done.
So this ending bit of Love Run is the better version of the intro song. And the not yet part is also like really sweet and cute, and like just more talking about love, and the dynamics are great. The song's 8 minutes long, and it's not fully interesting through those 8 minutes. And like, I love long songs, but you gotta keep it interesting, you gotta keep it fresh. And I don't think they do enough with this. Like, yeah, the two-parter kind of, but it's not enough. And the lyrics are they're pretty good. They're alright. the production's solid as ever, but there's nothing super stand out about this. So it's better than Elsa's. Yeah, the same tier as the New York Talk Song, honestly. This is their first album, and honestly, compared to some of the ratios that I've made on this channel before, with their first album and everything being so low usually, I set it off. First two EPs, everything was bottom tier. From Pilots, most of their first album's bottom tier. But this, first album, and you've already got an S tier song, you've already got A stuff, you've already showcased that you're brilliant, and you've got so much capabilities, and they're only going to go up from here. I'd say this is it's a strong 6 out of 10 album. Because yes, there are some amazing and well-hitting moments, and yes, like, the quality of every single song is through the roof. It's not the most fluid of listens. Like, it oscillates back and forth between bangers and slow, depressing songs. And those slow, depressing songs, while great, they don't really help the overall tone of the album. The album is a cohesive experience for sure. Like, the Love Run Reprise and like a lot of other songs reference each other a bunch. Like, that's not it, right? But like, it's not the most cohesive listening experience. And also, like, as if you're not engaged in a lot of the slow, depressing songs, they are just skips. And when you're skipping half the album, I can't give it that high of a score. But when this album hits, it hits hard. Same with this next album, which is their most popular, even though I like that most recent album more. Again, though, this is a great example because this was 4 years after Love Run was released. And so, same intro concept of ambience and then just like one person singing over it. It's not as boring of an ambience. And it helps keep you in the tone of this album, which is a lot more inspired by horrors and wild and wilderness. It doesn't go anywhere and it's boring, but it's a great intro to the album. I think it's a weaker intro than Love Run though, so F as well. It's just Joey singing over wind noises, like, doesn't go anywhere. Like, it's really nothing. It's a great introduction to the themes and the messages of this album, but apart from that, it's not really anything more. So I think FT is kind of fair. Like, it is just the epitome of a skip. However, this next song, though, the way that guitar and the drums work so well together, Madeline's cry, everything just is so much on a higher level. And it's so much more gripping and so much more of a banger.
Remember me, I ask. Remember me, I sing. Give me back my heart, you wingless thing. Think of all the horrors that I promised you I'd bring. I promise you they'll sing on every time you pass your fingers through my hair and call me child. Witnessing all that I am the
That guitar riff's so good, man. The song is such a banger. Like, not only from like an instrumental standpoint, but these lyrics are top tier. My God, these lyrics are so amazing, and the story that they paint of like this child who has like horrible parents and is like, think of all the horrors you can think of. I am the wild. I will bring the horrors. I hate you. I am an abused kid. I am going to rebel and leave you. And like, dear God, that story is so gripping, as well as drenched with all these metaphors. And I honestly thought this was a song about Cthulhu at first, because I heard you push my fingers through my head and call me child. Like, yeah, this is their most played song for a reason. I don't think it's as good as Prey, but it's so glorious. It's such a banger, and the lyrics are so good. My one criticism of it is because it's the most played song, where I think they got a few others that are a bit better, but it's so good.
Without you, I'm strong. You told me I was younger, that I was filled with wonder. Come and rip off my socks like you're blasting the locks off of a bank vault. This time we're done for. Let's hide under the covers. We don't know what's out there. Could be wolves.
So this song, It's pretty solid. It's Pruning Shears, but slightly worse, honestly, because it has the same kind of like two people talking at once, so they come together for chorus. And the story is also really solid, but it's about like these two lovers who have a really toxic relationship, and so they just seek physicality in each other, which is, it's solid. It's not the best story they've told, but it's real solid. It's well told. Once again, I love their voices working together. The instrumental is probably better than Pruning Shears. I don't think it's as strong. I think it's probably like that there.
They warned us the storm was coming on. What do you mean you've lost your scarlet welly boots? Do you know what they cost? Left you behind, just standing there, pretending not to see your ghost. If only you could hear my voice. Doesn't mean that I'm not still there.
This drum is so... It's just boom, 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 but it works so well to keep the energy.
Oh darling Lord, how you made me laugh. Get drunk for me, sing louder than you've sung for me. Grow young each time that thunder in your lungs begins to rumble at the world. I know you're strong enough to do this. And you're strong enough to do this. I know you're strong enough to do this. And you're strong enough to do this. And you're...
This song is super emotional as well. It is dealing with a child who lost their dad, and Joey plays the dad, and it's like, hey, I know I'm not here anymore, but I hope you know that I'm still like, I'll still be there for you as much. Like, I'm trying to frame it.
You can't just start talking and imagine you're gonna figure something out. God, fuck.
I don't know how to best explain the story of the song without you just listening to it, because it's great. But seriously, the song is so deeply emotional. And when Madeline comes in on that bridge, it hurts the soul. The song hurts to listen to because of how powerfully emotional it is, even though my parents are both still alive. But man, it's so strong in its lyrics. And it starts with that like 1 minute of acoustic guitar, and then it builds. And it builds amazingly. And honestly, this just proves that songs like Elsa's song and Little Miss Waiso, if they had a little bit more of a build in it, I'd like them more. So I really love the song. And so I put you in B tier. As much as I do love the emotions of the song, I just, it's still like a minute long intro, man. Come on. But seriously, it's so powerful. And when it does build into that climax, it is amazing. It takes a bit too long to get there, in my opinion, which is why it's relegated to C tier. Love the song so much. Oh, that piano intro. Oh.
You look like I need a drink. You don't know it yet, but I'm the Cupid of things that you just didn't get, that you struggled to say. I'm your angel ellipsis, your devil of dots. Every time that you fumble, I'm the laugh from the back. When you think about him, my wings start to flap. When you make a mistake, my feet lift from the floor. I'm the Jesus I wish into Christ you'll come back, because farewell, Wanderlust, you've been so kind. You brought me to this party, but you left me here behind. She's done, she's dead. Instead, what is left but this old satin dress and the mess that you left when you told me that I wasn't right in bed.
Come, double come, she sang, call out my name. Let's take this outside, 'cause we're one and the same. I'm the child that you just didn't have time to conceive. I promise you, I'm not broken. I promise you, there's more. This here is not makeup, it's a porcelain tomb. And this here is not singing, I'm just
Screaming in tune.
because farewell, Wanderlust, you've been ever so kind.
God, I love this song so much. This song is all about like battling your inner demons, and it's like all like the little things like perfectionism and distractions, and it represents all that as like this demon of things that you couldn't finish. and every mistake you make and every single thing it is slightly wrong, and it's executed so brilliantly. And both Madeline's and Joey's verses, they complement each other so well, even though they are different and about slightly different things. And also, like, their voices and the instrumental on this is so brilliant and godlike. And even though it's got like a full minute of pretty much just Madeline a cappella, it's so enticing because of how she lays out her words and the parts that she chooses to hold the notes versus just like singing words. And also, like,
And this here is not singing, I'm just screaming in tune.
that hits S tier. Potential to be higher, but for now it's just S tier. It's so good. Yeah, no, I don't think it hits as hard as Horror in the Wild, but my god, it's so good.
It's what my heart just yearns to say in ways that can't be said. He watches her get dressed as though she's hurtling through time. She'll turn to him and say, it's not fair. It's not fair how much I love you.
It's just a sweet story about how much true people love each other. Pretty simple instrumental. The voices are good as ever on this. Nothing really like stands out to me as super amazing on this. It's just really sweet. It's probably like one of the most bog standard folk songs they've done, which I'm not as big a fan of. I think it's the most boring, and it doesn't even have like the edge of amazing lyrics to pop it up. So honestly, yeah, no, this is F for fair.
There's a second wind coming as we lie here in our bed. It rattles the bones of our fathers, carries whispers from the dead. Oh, can't you hear the scratching? There's something at the door, but can't you hear it? It can hear you. It wants me to. Throw the blade at the wall. 'Cause that unwanted animal wants nothing more than to get out. And I scream, what's the time, Mr. Wolf? But you're blind, you bleed, you bear your claws. And our screaming joins in unison. I cry out to the Lord, 'cause if we join our hands in prayer enough to God, I imagine it all starts to sound like applause.
This song's such a banger, and once more, it's dealing with inner demons. This song really mixes Farewell Wanderlust and Fair in a beautiful way. It is combining the two amazingly, because Farewell Wanderlust is all about inner demons. Fair is about two lovers. This song is about one of those lovers dealing with inner demons and the other not understanding, which is such a beautiful concept for a song. And the instrumental and the drop at the throw the blade at the wall bit is so good, and I love it so much. But however, as it is pretty much just a mixture of Fair Wanderlust and Fair, it doesn't hit the same peaks. It's still great. It's still really good, but it just doesn't have anything more that super excels it for me, because the throw the play of the wall bit is great, and the instrumental throughout the whole song is amazing. But, you know, I wish it happened a bit earlier, and as much as I do, what the fuck am I saying?
Fuck, I need to think of an actual thing to say.
I mean, the thing is, I'm trying to find criticism for the song, but it is really, really good. And the metaphors that it's trenched in are brilliant. I can't really see anything that really inspires me to push it up to that higher echelon of S tier, but it deserves this place in A because of how great it is.
1979.
You were in a band, still aren't, yeah. But back then you had hair and your smile was so sublime.
And I chipped my teeth on every joke you cracked. 'Cause I will wait and hold your eyes on rivers there to weep, but a place for crows to rest their feet and.
So this song is just a really sweet telling of an old couple, and one of them has dementia. And there's some really sweet moments in there.
You're not flawed, darling. You're just a little under-rehearsed. 'Cause now I get to meet you for the first time every.
it's really sweet. This person's got dementia and he's okay with it because it means he can fall in love with his wife every single time again. And it's just really sweet. However, it is a bit boring. So as much as I do like it, as much as I do like the concept and how sweet it is and their voices and the instrumental and everything I always compliment because they're always great. It is a tad boring and there's nothing really that engages me as much. And again, it doesn't have the pure, sad, depressing relatability or the amazing metaphors. This is just a straightforward song about dementia, and as sweet as it is, it's just, I don't really vibe with it as much, and that's fine.
I'm at
The wrinkles and bricks that we're left with at last, and that drink, will it fix all those questions unasked?
Don't be
Tell the truth to me, love. Does my hair look as nice as it did when it once tangled up in your eyes?
Yeah, this is a breakup song. It's a song about two people realizing they need to break up and then them being sad about it, but eventually going through. And there's some beautifully amazing lyrics in this song. Their vocals tie together brilliantly. Again, they have the same thing where they sing at the same times, and the simple instrumental, but still really effective. It's just a bit boring. It doesn't vibe with me that much. As much as I love it on a technical level and on a writing level, it's boring to me. I don't know. It's boring. I can't defend it anymore to myself. It's D tier to me. I'm sorry, or fans of Battle Cries. Like, the lyrics are great. Lyrics are amazing. Just lyrics alone don't do it for me. So, The Horror in the Wild, honestly, by now, I think it's their weakest album, which is insane for me to say considering how much I adore The Horror in the Wild, Feral Wanderlust, and That Unwanted Animal. However, despite the fact that I've put 3 songs in pretty high tier, the rest of the songs just hover down in mid limbo, and I just don't like them as much as a lot of the songs on Love Run. So I think this is just a light 6 out of 10 album for me. However, those peaks hit so hard, and the overall structure, again, is so amazing, and everything about this album is amazing on a technical level. It's just a lot of the songs don't do it for me, and because it didn't focus on being just a solid either more rock or more folk, the songs where they went like in a more like orchestral, like interesting direction are their peak. But then the other ones, they just kind of exist. Like, the strongest one I could say about Welly Boots is that it gets good. Wild Blue Yonder reminds me of a Doctor Who episode. There's nothing else. Like, I've already forgotten everything from like these 4 songs. I've already forgotten pretty much everything about these songs. So I can remember 2 minutes. I can remember the depressingness of Elsa song. I remember what Marvel's about. Can't remember anything. But I remember 2 damn minutes and I'll be fine. I remember that. I remember his voice breaking. Honestly, there. This is it. Moving this album down to be a strong 5. Actually, no, light 6 is still fair. Just because of how high those peaks are, even though the lowest they get is like, they don't get bad. They just get more mid. But even then, it's a lot of mid and not enough to drag it back up. Anyway, time for peak album. You can already hear they got a good intro this time. They don't need the ambience. They just need a strong guitar and that drum. Oh. They're filling up the sound space in your ears with instruments and vocals rather than just putting ambience in. And it's so much more engrossing because of it.
Can you pass me the light and maybe give me a fire? Think if I have to be who I was, you know? Do I have to be who I am? Didn't the trees tell us their stories? Yeah, but we called them all liars. But we climbed so high. Of silence for the strings you tune, and now we stand what's written for the rider in you. And the trees tell us their story. Yeah, but we thought you were mental. You were talking to trees.
My God, the intro alone is so peak, and the lyrics and all these secret worlds that they talk about, and just the brilliance of their voices working in harmony, and the instrumental and like callback to the song, like didn't the trees tell us their stories? Yeah, but we call them all liars. Into didn't the trees tell us their stories? Yeah, but we thought you meant you were talking to trees. But like, dear God, that's such beautiful lyricism. And every single thing about the song is gorgeous. S tier. It's so peak. I might have to top of S because I'm going to put too much stuff in here, so I have to limit. But oh my gosh, this song's so amazing. It's the perfect intro to the song and to this band. So good. I talked about a song before a bit in my ranking all my like songs video. It's so brilliant, and just from a writing level, and especially the dynamics. Like, holy crap. I'm gonna skip a lot of this, but I want you to listen to the song on your own. It's only 6 minutes. It's shorter than this video. You are going to miss all the dynamics because I have to edit to make this a good video. It's so good, and the storytelling is so brilliant.
I look into the waters and see a face I don't understand. Older the sky, open those eyes. There's a calling.
So you might be asking yourself, why do I love the song so much? We're 2.5 minutes in, and I have called other songs with this kind of similar like level of instrumental and vocals and lyrics boring. The main difference is Madeline's voice is so much more interesting, and even though it is mostly guitar, there's some other stuff happening in the background of the instrumental to keep you engaged and to keep you understanding the build-up of the song. And that alone is like more interesting than stuff like on Marbles. That alone is so much more interesting. And this chorus, dear God, this chorus is amazing. All the songs I've dissed are being boring. I do admit, if you immerse yourself in them, they're not boring. They're great. But this song, it is so much easier to immerse yourself into the world that these lyrics are painting because of how amazing these lyrics are. And again, remember that chorus. Remember how little stuff happened in it. I'm going to skip ahead a bit more.
Shiver as a fox stands frozen, and I close them, I close them, I close my eyes, and then you happen to me all over again in the waters. I see your face, I don't want to look back. I tried, I really fucking tried, but the rain kept coming down. I watched that woman
Dear God, the level that chorus escalated and the brilliance of it. Like, they didn't change that much, but it feels so much bigger and so much more impactful. And Madeline is killing it on those vocals. Seriously. Those are some long ass notes, and she holds multiple right next to each other. Highest one so far. It's so brilliant. And like I've said before, these lyrics are so gorgeous, and like how you've changed as a person. Like, I don't want my past self to see how fucked I've become. That is so powerful and so brilliant, and is brought to life amazingly by this perfect instrumental, vocals, production. Everything works together to make the song a masterpiece. And this is what I'm talking about when in other videos they complain like, hey, a song doesn't change that much by its final chorus. Because you see what they did? It's the fucking folk album, and they made an amazing final chorus. Do better, Starset. Yeah, that's right, I'm calling you out, Starset, on my youtube.com. Do better. This folk band did better end choruses than you. Fuck off, Where the Skies End. The joke everybody's seen at this video will get. You know how I criticized the previous album from going for bangers to more folky songs. There's still a little bit of that here, but these songs blend together so much more, and I think what helps is the calling kind of dies out, and then you've got this like instrumental little bit that helps bring you into the vibe of the song, and especially because it feels like they did not cut this at all. Like, this feels like a one-take take.
In the back of a cab, like a puppet with no strings, untangling my headphones, cause sometimes they're the only thing that keeps my head in place. Keeps my head in place. So my jokes are my armor and my kindness is my sword. The party swirls around me in a dress I can't afford. I do my best to breathe, but they're stealing all the air.
And I'll sing silence and ask my glass of wine for guidance. I might not make it tonight. Yes, I don't find this
easy like you. Gonna go home and show my cat
some memes, 'cause he's awesome like me.
Like I said earlier, this song really feels like it was just one take, and that really helps the energy of it. Kind of like 2 minutes in Love Run, the fact that you can tell something was different about the recording in the song perfectly matches the vibe of this sweet little song of like two people who are really fucking anxious meeting and like finding love in each other. It's really sweet, and there's some very relatable moments.
And in a moment of total rapture, with every strength I have, I ask if you play D&D, and your face lights up like you've woken up from this endless fucking nightmare of pretending this is you, this is us, this is me, and this is how we're meant to be. 'Cause if God made us all in his image, then God's a fucking nerd.
Like, it's just really sweet, and there's some not super in-depth storytelling, but it's pretty nice. There's some great lyrics as well, but their vocals work together brilliantly. Honestly, B+. Because I don't think that overall as a song, it's as interesting to listen to as King. Because this one, Drinking Song is really easy, like with every single song on this album, to get engrossed in the story that it's telling. But I just think it's a little bit more boring than King and Pruning Shears get. But you know, it's really solid. It's really good. Oh, fuck, peak time. This song has my favorite lyric this band has ever written in it.
Of my phone, like a tablet of stone, seems to grow with the words I just read. And for a time there is timelessness.
Joey's voice, oh my god.
Dark, I said poor and forgot to say when. I'm so sorry, I've done it again. And I breathe in the air and say yeah, well I'm sorry too. And I stare.
I get fucking goosebumps every time at this song. Oh.
All my blossoms that have waited to fall. And I walk, and I walk, and I walk, and I walk, knowing every last one of them is painted in light as I make myself acquainted with the saint of never getting it right. The soldiers march behind me, I can hear them beat their spears, and for the first time in all my life I know I'm more than what I fear. And I walk, and I walk, and I run, and I run, and I scream out to the sky. You do not get to hurt me just because I asked you once if you were alright.
That line right there. Holy shit. That is one of the best lyrics I've ever heard in my entire life. It's one of the best lyrics I've ever heard in my entire life. The dynamics of the song are perfect. This is the song I always go to whenever I want to show good dynamics to someone, just because of how perfect it is. And the whole lyrics of the whole song are amazing. But again, right here, it's peak lyricism. The guitar is so perfectly mixed with Joey's gorgeous vocal performance, and you can feel so much emotion in it as well. There's another song on this album that is one of my favorites of all time. But if that didn't exist, this would be in there. Like, it's probably still like top 20, but it's so good.
Remember
What?
today that you were.
They're still so small.
Think back to days in hidden caves
I gave them everything.
where they would harmonize with echoes.
They're not ready.
Nor you.
But the waves.
Oh,
The waves.
You can't rehearse the chorus, but the verse is sweet. And if your voice begins to crack, do you ever feel alone? You might laugh because you're leaving, but no one will sing your name when you come home.
This is my least favorite song on the album, but it's still good. It falls victim to the same issue as some of the other songs in it. Despite being amazing, it is kind of boring to me. I will say it is more interesting to listen to than stuff like Wild Blue Yonder and Little Miss Weiso. However, actually, it's B tier. The lowest song on this album is a B tier still, because of how good this album is. But the story it paints of like two parents who are like saying goodbye to their kid as they're leaving into adulthood is like really sweet and sentimental. There's a lot of like interplay between Joey and Madeline that like really sell the idea that they're parents, and the simple guitar really fits with like the whole chords theme of the lyrics. Like it all just works really well together, and I really like it. I just think it's sometimes a bit boring to listen to on its own.
There's a fire burning, and I'm learning to be so much more than my tiredness, so much more than that old witch sleep wishes. That your shadow searching for light, they can't stay asleep now. Oh, she says, 'cause you are in the earth of me. My head's not yours, it's mine.
Before we keep going, I need to say this real quick. This is one of my favorite songs of all time. And once again, you might be wondering, hey, it's 9 minutes long, which we complained about previously, and we're 2.5 minutes in, and it's just been Joey singing on the guitar. First of all, you're right. Second of all, let me finish. The lyrics that he's painting, the picture, is so vivid and detailed, and despite being so detailed, layered with metaphors, your brain is like unpacking and like, holy crap, it's amazing. Like, these lyrics are so amazing throughout the whole song, and Joey's vocal performance as well. And this also works really well because this part of the song is the old witch sleep part. And when we get to the Good Man Grace part, where Joey starts to lose it and embraces his demons, the fact that you can tell when someone's lost it because of how the instrumental plays with their voice, that's just writing good songs, man.
Somehow now I'm drinking, and I'm lifting my glass to that last good man Grace, who has left me, he's left me at last. And I laugh and I laugh. You're better than this, he says as a hand slaps my face, and I stand and say, no good man Grace, I can't do this, you can. I can't do this, you can. You're not a coward 'cause you're coward. You're brave because they broke you, yet broken. Still you breathe. So breathe, breathe, just breathe. You are in the earth of me. My head's not yours, it's mine. And I'll take my fucking time. 'Cause I know, I know, I know.
We've just finished part 2. You can see why I love this song so much now, because of how dynamic that part is, and how Joey perfectly emphasizes this storytelling with his voice, and how, literally, the only thing's happening in the track right now, Joey is singing his heart out, he is playing guitar, there's some drums, there's some strings in the background, and there's some backing vocals just going like, that's it. 6 things. And yet they fill the space perfectly. There's nothing that feels too thin. There's nothing that feels bad while you're listening to it. Like, it perfectly feels every single gap that you should have while listening to music. And it's so flawless. Like, this song is flawlessly made. That's the easiest way I could say it. Also, his low voice is so good. Oh.
Let's dance together, you and I. 'Cause I've been here so many times before. Don't you think I look pretty curled up on this bathroom floor? Sometimes I fall to pieces just to see what bits of me don't fit. 'Cause
great lyric again. The drum beat's getting more intense. The vocals are added back in. I think the whole song's speeding up. Like I was saying throughout the song, it's perfect. There's literally nothing I would change about this song. Even stuff like the 2.5-minute long intro, which you could criticize, it is just the right length, and it is the perfect setup for the mental breakdown that Joey's character has in this song. This story is trenches so many metaphors, but like for the gist of it, it's like Joey's like dealing with this old witch sleep who wants Joey to sleep. She wants Joey to sleep and like take care of himself. And the good man Grace has left him because he's not taking care of himself. He's going insane. He's giving in to his demons. And the old witch sleep is the only one left who's like, no, you're not a coward because you're scared. You're brave because they broke you, yet broken here you still are. And he's like, just take care of yourself. And he's like, no, fuck that. I'm not listening to you. You're not in my head. I'm in your head. Fuck off. Which is so good. And there's so many different interpretations. Like, Joey could be the villain. He could be the victim. You don't know. And that's just what's so interesting about the song. Again, lyrics, amazing. Dynamics, perfect. If you didn't think I was going to give this one S+, you'd be wrong. It is really tight between Blossoms and The Old Witch Sleep. Like, it is insanely tight. Because, like I said, even as much as I love the entire song, it does take a long while to get good. Honestly, yeah, Blossoms was the best. It's really close, though. It's like tiny minutiae, though. I'll probably flip-flop next week. And after that, Burnout, where Joey just goes insane, we get a Madeline focused song dealing with depression.
I will bring you ruin in everything, because brick by brick you built us, and I'd filled in the cracks. I wish that I'd been brave. I wish I'd known these stones were something I could say.
This is a sad, deeply depressing song about, like, my life's in ruin. It's been broken, but maybe we can build it back up together. And, you know, wherever this song is placed in this album, it hits hard. If you listen to any song from this album and then Ruin, like any song from the Amazing Devil Really and then Ruin, it hits hard in a different way, which shows just how versatile this song is. Because coming from Old Witch Sleep, it's like, oh, holy shit, he went so insane from lack of therapy, really, and caring about himself that he broke down, and so he got ruined. Coming from Tricky Song for the Socially Anxious, we could get something like, oh, they found love in each other, but then they like fought up and they're ruined now, but they're gonna try to come back together. Blossoms seriously would hit different if you listen to it right before this, because of the whole like earth-shattering text message received leading into this, like something like Little Miss Waiso or Elsa's song playing before this, like that shows how versatile this song can be and is. And that's not something that is usually something people praise about songs. The fact that it hits different based on what's preceding it because of how well it's written. The civil piano is amazing. Madeline's voice is amazing, and when Joey comes in later this song, their voices flow off each other perfectly, like always. Genius mentioned that when Joey does come in, the piano switches from something with 2 hands to something with 4 hands, which is just such amazing. It's better than Chords. It is better than Chords for the simple reason that it's still sometimes boring. However, it's a great depression song. This is a perfect song to cry your heart out to. And you know, it's really nice.
The rain that wasn't brave enough to fall. Seems the whole world does, I'll stay, because I will be the man my father never was.
What you hear is not silence. It's just the trees waiting to hear what next year will harm. And what you see is not the dark. It's just the gods upturning inkpots because they know what you'll become.
The song is a triumphant closer to this roller coaster of emotions on this album. Like with Ruin, the fact that it is placed after Ruin is perfect because after you get this, I'm broken, but I'm gonna try to come back together. You get this, which is all about like fighting to protect people you love and trying to help other people. I'm not crying anymore. It could either be like, I'm not crying, I'm definitely not, just like, it's just rain. Or it could be like, no, I'm not crying anymore, it's raining, I'm here for you. And so you've got that great message after this album of pure emotions. And then at the end, it repeats something that could be read as a suicide note. And so if you look at it in isolation, it's like, if I don't make it back alive, I still love you. Which is in relationship to a verse that I skipped because time. The verse is like, hey, this person's giving up. I don't know how to help her. I don't know. I'm breaking. I don't understand how to help you. I wish that I could. And then the depressed character's like, I wish that I could take your hand, but where I'm going is for me and me alone. And if I don't make it back, I love you all the time. It could be read as the depressed character being like, hey, you're doing great, but I need to deal with these demons myself. Which is such a great message after all of this. Especially after listening to a song like that, Unwanted Animal, which is like, the girl is dealing with a lot of shit and the boyfriend isn't. The song is kind of like a different perspective on Little Miss Waiso or That Unwanted Animal, because instead of it being the person dealing with depression is like the main focus, where in Little Miss Waiso it's like, hey, my partner is dealing with a lot and I'm doing my best to help her. Or That Unwanted Animal is like, I'm dealing with a lot, my partner doesn't know how to help me. This one is like, I will help you. Even if I don't understand, I will help you. Which is such a gorgeous message. And again, I'd say every time, vocals and how they are layered together so perfectly, the instrumental, their dynamics, vocalizations that they make is so perfect. This one's S tier as well. This album is a 9 out of 10 for me. It's a strong 9. It's not a 10 out of 10 because simply there's just like a few too many bits where it's a bit slow, and even though it does flow together kind of nicely, there's still parts where it doesn't. It's a really, really strong 9. Like it's 99 out of 10 out of 100. But it's just not quite exactly 10 out of 10 perfect, flawless. Just because of how perfectly everything plays together and the emotional journey you go through every single time. How great so many of the songs of this album are. How beautiful and how flawlessly made this entire experience is to listen to. It is 8 songs, 45 minutes long. One of the best albums I've ever heard in my entire life. It has changed my life. I hope this video has convinced you to listen to this album on your own without me yapping over it. It's so amazing. More people need to know this band. And you know what? While I'm on this soapbox, Joey Beatty, Madeline Hiley, make another album right now. You said you were in the studio in October of 2023. Please. Your music has changed my life. I beg of you. If you see this at all, make a new album. These people are some of the best songwriters I've known. Like, as much as I adore Poem Pilots. If the next album that they will come out is anywhere near as good as this, they're going to overtake Poem Pilots as my favorite album, as my favorite band, like in contention, just because of how great their lyrics are and their dynamics and how well they interplay off each other. Like, they are so amazing, and I love them so much. Anyway, all that is to say, you person watching this right now, listen to The Amazing Devil. Listen to any of the songs on my S Plus tier, or just listen to Ruin. Either way, I'll be happy because they some of the best songs just in general. Amazingness. I hope that if this video gets enough views, then more people will be exposed to this wonderful band, because more people need to be. And to help that, if you enjoyed this video, why not share it with your friend? I've never asked that before, but share it so that way they too can listen to The Amazing Devil. But if you don't want to do that, you want to check out another video from me, you click on my face to subscribe, or you can click over here to watch me rank every single 21 Pilots song, because that also deals with mental health a lot, and there's all the bangers in there, so you can see that series over there if you want. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Stay safe, and especially after this album, stay alive. People love you. People care about you. Good night. Stay